The boy, Rajan, loved stories, not just any stories. Tales of daring explorers, brave knights, and magical creatures. He devoured these stories, his heart yearning for adventure. Rajan dreamt of exploring uncharted lands and facing the unknown. One day, his wish seemed closer than a dream. His father, a trader, was preparing for a journey. Shining with excitement, begged to go. His father, initially hesitant, saw the unquenchable thirst for adventure in his son's eyes. He finally agreed. Rajan, overjoyed, packed his meager belongings. He was ready, or so he thought, for the adventure of a lifetime. The journey was long and tiring. The sun beat down mercilessly. The grasslands stretched endlessly, a sea of gold and green. At night, the stars twinkled above them, a million tiny pinpricks of light. Rajan, despite the hardships, was mesmerized. He had never seen anything like it. He listened to the wind whisper through the tall grass. He saw gazelles leap with astonishing grace. He felt a thrill course through him. He was in the wild now. One evening, they set up camp near a watering hole. As the moon rose, casting long shadows, Rajan's father told him stories of the creatures that roamed these lands. He spoke of elephants with their ancient wisdom, swift cheetahs, and the king of the beasts, the lion. Rajan, captivated, listened with wide eyes. His father, however, noticed a flicker of fear in his son's eyes. When he spoke of the lion, he put a reassuring hand on Rajan's shoulder. "Remember, courage is not the absence of fear," he said, "but the triumph over it." The next morning, disaster struck. Rajan, eager to explore, wandered away from their campsite. He was captivated by a brightly colored butterfly, its wings like stained glass against the azure sky. He didn't realize how far he had strayed. When he finally looked back, his heart plummeted. The campsite was gone. Panic surged through him. He was lost. He called out for his father, his voice a thin cry in the vastness of the grasslands. There was no reply, only the echo of his own fear. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Rajan stumbled upon a clearing. In the middle of the clearing, a magnificent sight greeted him. A lion, with a mane like a golden waterfall, lay beneath a solitary acacia tree. Rajan froze. Fear, cold and sharp, pierced him. He had never felt so small, so vulnerable. The lion, sensing his presence, slowly turned its head. Its eyes, like molten gold, met Rajan's. The boy's breath caught in his throat. He remembered his father's words. Courage is not the absence of fear. He knew he couldn't outrun the lion. His only hope was to face his fear head-on. He stood tall, trying to appear larger than he was. He met the lion's gaze, refusing to break eye contact. He had heard stories of how looking away from a predator signified weakness. He would not show weakness. Time seemed to stretch, each second an eternity. The lion studied him, its expression unreadable. Then, to Rajan's astonishment, it simply yawned, a deep rumbling sound, and closed its eyes. It was not interested in him. Rajan, his legs trembling with relief, took a slow, careful step backward. He continued backing away, never taking his eyes off the majestic creature until he was out of the clearing. He had faced his fear, and in doing so, discovered a courage he never knew he possessed.